How's it going, everyone? Today I'm here with my WWE WrestleMania 34 live review. Of course, in this video I'll be giving you guys my live perspective of WrestleMania 34. I know this video is almost a week late, but you know what? I just got home the other day, and I've been trying to, relax and trying to get myself, readjusted to being back to regular life. So, excuse me for that, and of course, if I do sound a little bit off, or if I just, gotta, throughout the video, I apologize for that. My throat's all messed up again, because it seems like every single time I come home from a trip, I'm sick. So, yep, that happened, and yeah, just a little forewarning in case I do that, periodically throughout the video. But without wasting any time, let's go ahead and jump right into the video with my overall thoughts of WrestleMania 34. WrestleMania 34, of course, we all had high expectations for it. The card was stacked. Every match should delivered. And honestly, although I do think it was a good WrestleMania still, it was not great by any means. It definitely was a disappointing show. I felt like a lot of the matches did not deliver to expectations. Some matches did deliver. I will admit, probably 3 or 4 matches delivered to expectations. One of them actually delivered way over expectations. But the rest of the card was just disappointing, underwhelming, and just, I felt like it was very inconsistent. I felt like you had great stuff, then you had, like, whatever, then you had bad, and then you had great, and then bad, and just, it was very inconsistent. I just felt like the flow of the show wasn't very well. But the first half was good. The last half of the show kind of felt like it was dragging on, especially the last 3 matches. The last 3 matches, honestly, were just not good at all. Well, one was good, but very underwhelming. But just WrestleMania 34 overall just was disappointing. That's all I can put it as, disappointing show. And, like I said, it wasn't a bad show in my opinion. I still had fun. I still enjoyed it, but just did not live with expectations by any means, which is just a shame. So, what can you do? But of course, before we get into the main show, we had the kickoff show, which had 3 matches on there. The first match, which was the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. Not really too much to say about this. I feel like it was fun at times, but these type of matches are hard to keep track of because there's so much happening in the ring. It's hard to keep track of everything that happens. The only eventful thing happening, of course, was the final 3 being Matt Hardy, Baron Corbin, and Mojo Rawley. And of course, Bray Wyatt coming out to assist Matt Hardy, help eliminating Mojo Rawley, taking the Days from Baron Corbin, which allowed Matt Hardy to eliminate Baron Corbin. Of course, the referee and the timekeeper were confused because they didn't ring the bell. They waited like 5 seconds before they ring the bell and realized, oh yeah, Bray Wyatt's not in the ring. So, ring the bell. Bray Wyatt and Matt Hardy joined forces. Huge pop. Awesome moment right there, honestly. Bray Wyatt and Matt Hardy, I wasn't really too on board with it, but seeing how it played out at WrestleMania and seeing how it played out on Raw the next night, I'm all for his tag team. I'm all for him as tag team champions going forward. So, yeah, Matt Hardy and Bray Wyatt. Awesome moment at the end with, Bray Wyatt assisting Matt Hardy. Huge pop. This is probably the first time in Bray Wyatt's career I've been behind him. So, yeah, that was the best thing about that match. Of course, was the ending match itself. Like I said, it was pretty much whatever. It was fun at time, but the ending really made for the match. And then, of course, we had the Vacant WWE Cruiserweight Championship Tournament Finals, Cedric Alexander and Mustafa Ali. This match was fine. It was good. Definitely was not as good as I was hoping for. I was hoping for these two to go out there and tear the house down. And they really didn't do that, Got to give it to Mustafa Ali. Came out sick, Sub-Zero gear. That was awesome. But besides that, the only really huge spot that happened in the match was a Spanish fly out the top rope. I know that, Cedric Alexander countered a Spanish fly at one point in the ring as well. But besides that, nothing really too eventful happened in this match. Crowd was kind of like whatever for it. Cedric Alexander rightfully wins after hitting the lumbar check. To be the brand new Cruiserweight champion. Good match. The crowd, which this always gets me when you hit a good move. Like Mustafa hit the inverted 450, and right after that, everyone started chanting, "This is awesome!" Like, come on, one move does not make the match awesome. You were dead for the rest of the match, and all of a sudden, he hits one move, and it's an awesome match. Like, I absolutely hate when that happens. But yeah, Cedric Alexander, new Cruiserweight champion, very happy for him, definitely deserving. So that was good. And of course, we had the WrestleMania Women's Battle Royal. I will not lie to you, I did not see any of this match. I went to the bathroom for this match, and the bathroom for the line for the bathrooms, for every single bathroom, was like a mile long, so I had to wait. So I pretty much missed the entire match. As I was walking down to my seat, Bayley threw Sasha Banks out, and as I was sitting down, Naomi threw Bayley out. So Naomi wins. Don't know why. She won. I honestly do think that Becky Lynch should have won this, but I don't know. It's a meaningless match anyway, so who really cares? So that was that. Then we go into the main show, which of course opened up with the America the Beautiful, which I thought was great. Then of course the opening video package I thought was great as well, with some opening pyro, which we never get nowadays. So that was awesome to see some opening pyro. And the very first match kick off WrestleMania was the triple threat match for the Intercontinental Championship. The Miz taking on Seth Rollins, taking on Finn Bálor. First off, I got to comment on it. Seth Rollins' Night King entrance, Night King right there. Him on Icy Viscerin. Fucking awesome. I didn't see that he had the contacts in his eyes, but from my seats I saw the stage. I'm like, that's a fucking Night King. and I was just marking out like crazy for it. So that was awesome. Finn Balor making his entrance, I thought his entrance was fine with the whole, you know, Finn Balor Clubs for everyone entrance. I thought that was good. Miz coming out, you know, not sure what the hell he was wearing, but that was great. Him setting Axel and Bo back to the back was fine. The match itself was a great opener. I thought all three men did a tremendous job. Miz playing on his face, so that was odd. You definitely had some great callbacks with Miz and, or not Miz, with Balor and Rollins continuing their stuff, you know, with Rollins goes a fucking arrow, but Balor counting into a small package, or, you know, teasing Rollins, giving Finn Balor a powerbomb onto the outside, which Balor was able to counter into a sling blade. Just a lot of great callbacks. Miz played his part well. He got his stuff in for the most part, you know, like when you hit the figure 4 and Finn Balor, and Seth Rollins hit a frog splash to break it up. I thought that was a great spot right there. Seth Rollins hit a double blockbuster on both Miz and Balor. Just a whole lot of great sequences throughout this match, to the point where each man was getting some nice near falls. You know, Rollins trying to, I guess, give Miz a hurricane off the top rope, but as he went for it, Miz actually caught him into a skull crush finale, which I thought was a great spot right there. And of course, went for the pin. Finn Balor broke it up with a coup de grace, so that was great, awesome stuff right there. And then of course, Finn Balor hitting a coup de grace on the Miz after a sling blade, and followed by a shotgun drop kick in the corner. Coup de grace, but when he went for the pin, Seth Rollins actually curb stomped Finn Balor into the Miz, and then he set up the Miz for a curb stomp for the 1, 2, 3. So Seth Rollins is the brand new Intercontinental Champion. Great moment for him winning it. Very happy they did. Honestly, I was surprised. I honestly thought it'd be between Miz and Balor winning it, but him winning it, don't mind it. Seth Rollins is one of the hardest workers, and definitely he's been putting on some clinic matches over the last few months, so I definitely don't mind Seth Rollins as Intercontinental Champion by any means. Very happy for him. Great moment. Grand Slam Rollins. Great stuff right there. And then, of course, go to the SmackDown Women's Championship match. Charlotte Flair taking on Asuka. Great entrance with Charlotte. Might I add, I love the Ric Flair music to transitioning to hers, so that was great stuff right there. Asuka coming out, you know, pretty good entrance as well. The match itself was great. I thought those two went out there and told a great story. You had a lot of great physicality from both women. You know, the biggest spot of the night was Charlotte hitting a Spanish fly off the top rope as well, which I thought was awesome because you never see women do that. I just thought her and Asuka had just great chemistry. Had great aggression from Asuka, locking numerous submissions. I thought they were just did some great spots as well. They fought on the outside. You know, Charlotte hitting a picture-perfect moonsault on Asuka in the match, which she rarely ever hits nowadays. So to see her actually hit it was a sight to see. So that was great seeing that. The crowd was very, very heavily into this match, you know, cheering for Asuka and Charlotte. And the surprise finish with Charlotte, you know, being able to lock in the figure 8, and Asuka submits. Charlotte defeats Asuka, breaks a streak. Man, excuse me, by the way. You cannot go to New Orleans in Superdome with a streak intact. You just can't. First Undertaker, now Asuka. And I remember when that happened, when she tapped, I legitimately, that was one of those moments where you jump out of your seat and go, what the fuck? That was just, I couldn't believe that moment. And, you know, that was just, I couldn't believe it. You know, of course Charlotte's the one to break the streak. Who else would do it? Honestly, I thought Ronda Rousey would do it, but I guess they didn't want to wait a year to do it. But Charlotte breaks the streak. Very, very shocking. I honestly thought Asuka would win. And what made even more shocking was the ending with, you know, Asuka congratulating her and giving her a hug, which I think myself and everyone thought as soon as Asuka went for the hug and, you know, congratulated Charlotte, she was just going to kick the shit out of Charlotte, and then that would lead to Carmella's cash-in. That didn't happen. Obviously, they'd save a heel turn for later on in the match, or later on in the night. But Charlotte retains, but of course we saw how that played out, because on SmackDown this past Tuesday, she lost the championship to Carmella, and she cashed in after the Iconic Duo attacked her. So, I'm not sure where Asuka goes. I'm not sure if she gets transferred over to SmackDown Live during the Superstar Shakeup, or she stays on Raw. But regardless, Asuka's streak's over, which I'm actually glad it's over, because I've said this over the last several months now, that the streak has actually hurt Asuka more than benefited her. So now that its streak is broken, I'm not saying that she has to lose all the time now, but it definitely adds more interest to her matches, because you know that now she might actually lose instead of, you know, winning all the time. So, yeah. Great match. One of the better matches on the show. Really enjoyed that one. And then, of course, we go to the Fatal 4 match for the United States Championship. Randy Orton taking on Bobby Roode, taking on Jinder Mahal versus Rusev. Great entrances from them, you know, especially Rusev Day with, you know, everyone just going crazy for Rusev. The match itself is fine. Honestly, I can't remember too much that happened. I just remember Rusev just being over. I think everyone at one point got a near fall. I remember, you know, Bobby Roode hitting a glorious DDT, Orton hitting RKO. Just everyone had a near fall at one point in the match, which I thought was good, because you actually had everyone believing that they might become the champion. Came down to Rusev, Jinder Mahal. Rusev going for the accolade. Of course, Samir Singh gets involved. Rusev takes him out. Jinder hits a pretty shitty Colossus on Rusev. 1, 2, 3. Jinder Mahal is the new United States Champion. Why? Fuck Jinder Mahal and fuck the U.S. Championship. I don't know why the fuck they continue. on pushing Jinder, but it is what it is. Like I said, whatever match, not really too much going on there. And then, of course, we go to which I thought was match of the night, the mixed tag team match between Kurt Angle and Ronda Rousey taking on Stephanie McMahon and Triple H. First off, I thought the entrance was great. It was great to see Kurt Angle have his pyro back in his entrance. Ronda Rousey looked absolutely awesome this match. I thought her exchanges with Stephanie and Triple H, because her and Triple H brawled for a while, I thought was awesome. The crowd was heavily into it. I thought Triple H and Angle did a great job, with them going at it. And then, of course, Stephanie sold her stuff well with Ronda. And Triple H, the involvement with her and Ronda, him and Ronda was absolutely awesome. Where Ronda just beat the fuck out of him in the corner until Stephanie got involved. I thought the ending where they teased a double pedigree on Triple H on Angle and then Stephanie on Ronda. I thought that was a great tease right there until the fourth got out of it. This was a jam-packed action match, and it was a lot of fun. This definitely exceeded expectations. I thought this match would be fine, but I did not expect this to be match of the night. This was just absolutely awesome. Like I said, Ronda came out like a complete star. She shined. She looked like she definitely belongs here, and she definitely had a killer performance, especially with Triple H. Like I said, her interaction with Triple H was definitely the highlight of the match, if you ask me. And then, of course, the end came with her, trying to lock in the armbar with Stephanie McMahon the entire match, but Stephanie was able to get out of it every single time. But at the end of it, Ronda was finally able to break the hands, lock in the cross arm breaker, or the armbar, sorry, thus submitting Stephanie McMahon. Therefore, her and Kurt Angle are your winners. Like I said, hell of a match. This was absolutely awesome. Really enjoyed it. The crowd was very heavily into it. And the funny thing about Ronda is, when they showed her in the video package, she was booed. Like, she was heavily booed in the video package. But once she came out, everyone was cheering, which I didn't understand at all. Things like that confuses hell out of me when that happens. But yeah, just an awesome match. Really enjoyed that tag team match. Definitely silenced any doubters about Ronda, and definitely, like I said, exceeded expectations. From there, I'm going to the triple threat match for the SmackDown tag team, which, let me revert, because I forgot to write this down. But after the Asuka Charlotte match, John Cena was in the crowd because he was watching the show, and the referee comes running down and tells Cena, "Hey, someone's here." And next thing you know, you just see Cena beeline down the ramp. So I thought that was great for the show to have Cena do that, because if Cena just all of a sudden jumped in the ring and Taker came out, I thought that would have been stupid. So to see Cena bolt back to the ring during the show to get ready for his match, I thought that was great storytelling right there. So just to revert back to that match, because I totally forgot that. But yeah, going to the triple threat match for the SmackDown Tag Team Championship, the Usos taking on the New Day and the Bludgeon Brothers. Nothing happened here. It was a 5-minute match. Basically, the Bludgeon Brothers destroyed both tag teams, and Harper hit a powerbomb off the second rope on Kofi Kingston to secure the win. So Bludgeon Brothers are brand new SmackDown Tag Team Champions. I would prefer them to win it in a singles match with the Usos, but I guess them destroying both tag teams makes them look good. So yeah, this match could have been a lot more, but since it was only 5 minutes and they didn't really give him a chance to do anything, the crowd didn't really care for this match either. It was just an average match, so it was what it was, unfortunately. And from there on, we go to John Cena coming out, thinking he's having his match with the Undertaker. The lights go out, and then the guitar riff goes. Elias the fucking Troll. I thought that was great. Elias coming out saying he's expecting someone else, blah, 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 blah. Starts singing, gets in the ring, Cena takes him out with an AA. That was that. And now Cena's walking down the ramp, all disappointed and sad. Lights go out again. A light goes in the ring. Taker's hat, gloves, jacket in the ring. Bolt of lightning goes off, which was a fucking awesome live, by the way. And it's gone. They go back to Cena. The lights go out again. And then, dong, the fucking Undertaker comes out. The dead man. Now, I know people are pissed off that it wasn't the American Badass or Big Evil Taker or whatever. But, let's not take away how awesome this was, okay? So Taker comes out. Fucking 45-minute entrance, might I add. His entrance was like 4 times longer than the match. Comes out, everyone's losing their shit. I'm losing my mind as well. Cena's fucking petrified. Like, oh shit, what the fuck did I really just do? The bell rings. Taker takes Cena out. He hits him with the big boot. Gives him a snake eyes, old school, hitting his signature stuff. Cena is able to counter some stuff. Hits the shoulder block. Goes for the shuffle. As hits the rope. Undertaker sits up. Cena shits his pants, falls down, gets up, Taker picks him up, choke slams his ass, picks Cena up, tombstone, 1, 2, 3. The fucking Undertaker squashed John Cena at WrestleMania. In 2018, think about that, in 2018, John Cena got squashed at WrestleMania. It was like a 2-minute match, and it was one of those times where I couldn't be mad at that. I took that. I was like, you know what? That's what needed to be done. Because honestly, what I was expecting was just a fight. Taker coming out and taking, laying Cena out, and that was it. I wasn't even expecting the match, to be perfectly honest. So the fact that we got a match, even though it was 2 minutes, I'll take it. And I loved every second of it. I thought it was absolutely fucking awesome. However, I don't think it's awesome the fact that the Undertaker is wrestling again. Because at the Greatest Royal Rumble pay-per-view, it's going to be Undertaker and Jericho in a casket match. Why the fuck is Undertaker still wrestling? The only reason why I was okay with him wrestling at 34 was the fact that he can end things on a positive note. Him beating John Cena was like, okay, that was my final time. I'm ending things because I wanted to avenge my loss from last year. That was the only reason why I was okay with WrestleMania 34 happening with The Undertaker and John Cena. The fact that The Undertaker is still wrestling, why? Just why? I love The Undertaker to death, but why the fuck is he still wrestling? 34, him squashing John Cena should have been it. That should have been his, farewell song, his swan song. But no, they have him wrestling at the fucking Greatest Royal Rumble and a fucking casket match against Chris Jericho. Why? Nonetheless, awesome segment. Loved it. I thought it did its job, and that was that. So, Undertaker and John Cena, fucking awesome. Speaking of awesome, Daniel Bryan and Shane McMahon taking on Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. Seeing Daniel Bryan run down that ramp, doing his entrance in full gear, fucking gave me chills and goosebumps. I was fucking hyped as shit when I saw that. The match itself was very good. Of course, Owens and Zayn took Shane and Bryan out from the get-go. Powerbomb Bryan on the apron. Kind of, let down that Owens and Zayn needed an entrance, because I thought it'd be cool to see those two go down the WrestleMania ramp together. But I understood why they didn't do that. It's pretty much Shane getting his ass kicked from enjoying the match. He had a coast-to-coast on Sami Zayn, which led to Daniel Bryan getting the hot tag. Bryan on a rough shot, both on Zayn and Owens. Some good back-and-forth action from him against both guys. Ended up hitting the running knee onto Sami Zayn. Followed up with the yes lock to submit Sami Zayn. So Daniel Bryan and Shane McMahon are your winners in this tag team match. Like I said, I thought it was very good. Started off kind of whatever with Shane interaction, but once Bryan got in, the match definitely kicked in second gear and definitely went up and became very, very good. I enjoyed it for what it was. Bryan and Shane winning, I understand why. They want to probably give that Bryan that WrestleMania moment of him coming back. But I just thought everything led to Shane turning on Bryan. Like, everything was so obvious that was going to happen. So the fact that they didn't do that was very, very surprising. And, what they're doing with Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, honestly, I have no fucking idea what they're doing with those two at this point. They're both not going to go on Raw. They're not going to be on SmackDown Live. I doubt they're going back to NXT. I don't know what the fuck they're doing with those two. So it definitely makes for intriguing TV because you want to see what's going to happen with those two. But at the same time, like, it's kind of like, are those two really like in the doghouse or something? Because why the fuck are they really kind of fucking with them? I don't know. But nonetheless, I thought it was a really good, fun tag team match. Crowd was heavily in Daniel Bryan. Even though this is the point when the crowd started getting tired, you can definitely tell even when Bryan came out, like, everyone was excited for him, but they weren't like super, super hot. And even when we got the hot tag, people weren't just losing their complete minds. But he still got a good reaction. He still got, everyone only cared about him in this match. So, yeah. Seeing Bryan back was great, and seeing his match with AJ Styles and SmackDown Live was awesome as well. So, awesome to see Bryan back. And of course, they did the attendance for the crowd, which was like 78,000 something, which isn't obviously the real number, but it's still cool to see that many people there. And then we go to the Raw Women's Championship match. Alexa Bliss taking on Nia Jax. Awesome mentions by Bliss, by the way. Absolutely love your coming down and showcasing that goddessness or whatever. The match itself wasn't bad. My only complaint was it was long. This match, honestly, 100% should have been a squash. Should have been Nia just killing Bliss in 1 minute, if not less, and winning the championship. And although I do think they had a good match, I thought their dynamic of course, Nia Jax being the bigger of the two, and Alexa Bliss being very, very small. I thought they worked well. I thought did some nice, good stuff with Alexa Bliss. Hitting the DDT on her and hitting the Sparkle Splash on the or Twisted Bliss on the outside on Nia Jax. So they had a good, solid little match. I'm not gonna complain about it, but like I said, the purpose of this match should have been Nia Jax is absolutely destroying Alexa Bliss in like a minute, and they didn't do that. They did make Alexa Bliss look good. Nia Jax, of course, taking out Mickie James right from the get-go, and then the finish was her hitting a Samoan Splash off the second rope to secure the win. So that's how much they want to protect Alexa Bliss. The fact that they're gonna have her, as small as she is, lose to someone as big as Nia Jax is by a finish off the second rope, they definitely want to protect her and make her look good. So, Nia Jax, new women's champion. Don't care for her as champion, but it was a good moment for her, so I won't take that away. And then we go to what should have been match of the night, match of the weekend, but did not live up to expectations by any means. The WWE Championship match, AJ Styles taking on Shinsuke Nakamura. Of course, that is the shirt right there that I wore at WrestleMania. Nakamura's entrance was fucking amazing. I absolutely loved the guitar, playing for it. I thought it was fucking amazing. And AJ Styles had a good entrance as well. It's good to see his power back. The crowd was red hot for the entrances. The crowd was hot for the first 5 minutes or so of the match. And then it was just a match. Talk about a match that was fucking underwhelming. I don't know what it was. Like, I remember watching it, and I remember talking to people after, on Bourbon Street Monday after with Miguel rapping them, thing like, when I was watching this match, I was like, I hope I'm not the only person that feel like this match isn't good. Because it really wasn't. I mean, it was good, but to expectations, it wasn't good, I don't know, like, technically, they were doing good stuff in the ring, but just nothing was happening. Like, at this point, the crowd was getting tired, and you can definitely tell, people were kind of just, they wanted something to grasp onto. Even some guy in the crowd even, said, give us something to cheer for. And I couldn't help but agree with them. This match you're watching, you're like, there's nothing really to get excited for. These two are just having a match. And it's very disappointing, because watching their first match at Wrestle Kingdom 10, and watching their match now, you're just like, where did the chemistry go? Those two should have put on a WrestleMania Clinic and WrestleMania Classic, but they didn't. They just had a match. It didn't feel important. It didn't feel big. It was a match. And I hate that happened, because it had so much potential, but I don't know. I couldn't get into it in the finish. I wasn't a fan of... Well, the finish was sick, but I wasn't a fan of who won. I did like the fact that they did kick out of, the final form with Nakamura. And, of course, Styles did kick out of Kinshasa from Nakamura. And, the ending came with Nakamura getting a hot streak, and leading up for the Kinshasa. And AJ Styles beautifully countered the Kinshasa into a Styles Clash. That was a fucking amazing counter. And pinned Nakamura. And I remember when the 3 count happened, I was like, are you fucking serious? That's it? I thought this was the point when the match started to pick up. And it ended. So, Nakamura and Styles, a good match, just terribly underwhelming, and did not live up to expectations. And of course, the post-match, I had mixed feelings about, up until, of course, SmackDown Live's past Tuesday, which, of course, Nakamura kneeling down, giving him the belt, and as did it, gave him a fucking ball shot, a phenomenal ball shot, as Stone Cold Steve Austin said, and threw him on the outside, beat the shit out of him, hit a Kinshasa on the outside. So Nakamura's heel, and at the time I was like, you turned the wrong person heel, because honestly, AJ Styles should have been turned heel if you turned anyone, but seeing how Nakamura already is as a heel, watching his promo, just the way he carries himself, they definitely made the right decision. So definitely intrigued to see Nakamura and Styles go at it, again, this time with Nakamura as the heel and AJ as the face, and maybe that's why they didn't mesh as well. It was a face versus face. Their last match was heel versus face, so that maybe they need that extra dynamic to have that chemistry, but like I said, the match did not live up to expectations. AJ retains. I hope the next match is a better match, which it probably will be, because that's classic WWE. They always have the better match at the next pay-per-view. So, what can you do? But yeah, just extremely underwhelming. From there, we go to the Raw Tag Team Championship match. The Bar taking on Braun Strowman and, of course, the mystery partner. The Bar's entrance I thought was good. Love Strowman coming out and destroying, the wagon, and, the mascot's faces turn to frowns. I thought that was great. But Braun Strowman's mystery partner. So he comes out and says, I saved my mystery partner because I'm going to choose someone from the crowd. He chooses John Cone's son, Nicholas. Which, by the way, the guys behind me were hilarious in this match. It's like, bro, Nicholas is over. And he was. So, the match ensures it's a match. The Bar taking on Braun Strowman. Nicholas tags in, and fearing for his life, tags back out. Strowman does what Strowman does, hits a running power slam, 1, 2, 3. Braun Strowman and Nicholas are brand new Raw Tag Team Champions. Why? What the fuck did that accomplish? Honestly. I don't understand. I don't know what the fuck they were thinking. I honestly don't. And, I don't think they did either. It's one of those things where they had so much hype around it between who's going to be Strowman's partner, and you pick a fucking 10-year-old kid. Like, are you fucking serious? And not only do they do that, but they relinquish the tag titles the next night. Well, what the fuck was the point of the match then? Honestly, waste of fucking time. And honestly, this match was one of those times where I sit back and I honestly just go, what the fuck am I watching? Like, what the fuck are you doing? Who the fuck did this? Who booked this shit? So, that's that. I'm not going to waste any more time talking about that. And then we go to our glorious main event, which was the Universal Championship. Brock Lesnar defending against Roman Reigns. No one gave a fuck about this match. People were leaving when the video package was airing. Like, a lot of people were leaving. And the match itself, no one gave a flying fuck for. There were beach balls, there were chants for Nicholas, which I was not partaking the chant because I was actually trying to pay attention to the match, but honestly, everyone was just being so entertaining around me. It was hard not to chime in and be like, yeah, but no, let's start fucking having fun with everyone else. But basically the match was suplex, F5 kick out, 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 Brock Lesnar killed Roman Reigns with the belly to belly on the outside, when he tried to do it on the announce table, but Roman Reigns would face first on the edge. Roman Reigns had his comeback, hit some spears on Brock Lesnar. Brock Lesnar busted him open, counted the last spear into an F5. 1, 2, 3. Brock Lesnar retains the championship. Brock Lesnar retaining was another one of those moments where I stood up and said, what the fuck? Because no one in that arena, or that dome, was expecting Brock Lesnar to walk out still Universal Champion. Not a single soul was expecting him to retain the championship. So when he did, everyone was fucking speechless. I was speechless. And just, the match itself was not good. You know, maybe if I watch it back and really pay attention, I might enjoy it, but it was just, the guy behind me, you know, he was even like, you know, I stopped paying attention 5 minutes ago and Brock Lesnar's still doing F5s, which he was doing 5 minutes ago. I'm like, you're fucking right. He was just doing F5s, which he did like 55 F5s, and Roman Reigns kicked out 54 of them, which is that was fucking ridiculous. Like, they built up that no one kick out of one. So why the fuck is it kick out of like 5 of them? Like, come on. That was just overkill and ridiculous for having Roman Reigns kick out of so many. And the crowd did not care. It got this is awful chance, which the match did suck. So it was a terrible main event, which, you know, I want to give this match a chance because the WrestleMania 31 match is so awesome. I thought they could have another awesome match here, but obviously that wasn't the case. Brock Lesnar just does not give a fuck. And, you know, much like I'm a Brock Lesnar fan, he just needs to go. I know he signed a new contract, but it's like, get the fuck out of here, dude. You just do 2 moves, you do a suplex and an F5, and that's all you want to fucking do. So get out, have someone else take your spot that actually wants to do more than you, because it's ridiculous watching your shitty matches all the time. So Brock Lesnar, Roman Reigns, not a good main event. It was terrible, actually. It was not good by any means. You know, I want to give the Roman Reigns, he tried, I guess, but just Brock does not give a shit and just kept repeating the same stuff. So yeah, just no one cared. No one reacted to anything. The only thing that got a reaction was the finish, because I think no one expected Brock Lesnar to win. So that was the only thing that I got reacted to. They're doing Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns again in a steel cage at the Greatest Royal Rumble. Why? I don't know. It makes no fucking sense in the world. Roman Reigns lost clean, yet he gets a title shot without earning it. I don't fucking know. I don't know anymore, guys. Like I said, the last 3 matches of the show just had me shaking and scratching my head. A lot of stuff, like I said, was very consistent. There was some great stuff, there was some bad stuff, and there was just some fucking straight out terrible stuff on this show. But like I said, it had its moments, but just as a whole, it was definitely a very underwhelming show. It could have been one of the best WrestleManias of all time, but due to just shitty bookings, and, you know, even though sometimes unpredictability is good, in cases like this, it's not good. Obviously, Jinder winning the championship, not good. Brock Lesnar winning, not good, because I think this was the one time people wanted to see Roman Reigns beat Brock Lesnar, and you fucked it up. 3 years ago, no one wanted to see Roman beat Brock, and then you guys wanted Roman to beat Brock, but there's so much backlash. Rollins was your backup plan. Now people are accepting of it, and then you have fucking Brock beat Roman. Like, they waited 3 years for this rematch and just to not do what they wanted to do. It's fucking hilarious to me that happened, but what can you do? Like I said, I still had a good time. I still enjoyed WrestleMania. I had fun. You know, I was marking out for a lot of stuff. There's some stuff, like I said, I was scratching my head at, but for the most part, I did enjoy WrestleMania 34. I did enjoy the show. I did enjoy my experience, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did, please like below. And of course, sometime in the future, I will be reviewing the show itself on the Blu-ray once it comes out. I'll be doing my week video experience where I pretty much discuss everything I did during the week, show everything I got, autographs, everything. And then, of course, I'll be doing my NXT TakeOver New Orleans show review as well. And speaking of NXT TakeOver New Orleans, if you guys have not checked out my live review for that yet, please do so. If you guys like, as always, my next video, I'll see you guys then. Thank you guys for watching the video.